I was kind of expecting a new ReZero content, season 3 content, you know, the weekly stuff AniNews has been doing, but we got a different type of video. 10 great anime returning before the end of 2025. We know how stacked summer 2025 is going to be. In just 3 more weeks or so, right? About 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to have just the floodgates opening for so many new seasonal content coming in. And I think that fall should be pretty hyped too. So maybe AniNews will cover both of them. Let me know.
I'm sure you don't need me to tell you popular series like Dandadan and Kaiju Number 8 are returning in less than a month, so...
Ooh, Sakamoto's Day is not even mentioned, bro. Kaiju 8 clears. It'll be interesting to see what happens with sequels. I think that sequels usually do bad. I don't think Dandadan will do bad. Like, for the same reason Solo Leveling doesn't do bad for sequels, because there is an existing fan base and it's such a huge mainstream show. But a lot of sequels, I feel like, quite often flop. It's always a filtering process, and people kind of lose interest.
Allow me to share with you some of the other anime you may not have known are coming back this year.
Okay.
Whether it be as a movie or a full-fledged season's worth of episodes, here's 10 pretty great anime making their return before the end of 2025.
Let's go.
For those who've been...
Call of the Night won't do bad. Nah, Call of the Night I think is exactly the type of seasonal anime that will do bad as a sequel. That shit wasn't even that popular in season 1. It was alright. A lot of people were, I guess, kind of talking about it. I feel like that is the perfect example of a second season content that will just fall off due to maybe even pacing issues. Who knows? Maybe the content being covered, the arcs are going to be crazy. All I remember from Call of the Night is that near the end, we got introduced to new vampires, and even that detective girl, that shit went crazy. The plot was getting truly exciting. I'm just hoping that it will survive.
Been around my channel long enough, then you may recognize this first anime as one I embarrassingly miscategorized back when it first started airing.
It's literally just an anime about diving, though. A college kid moves to an ocean city and his uncle owns a diving shop. I'm sure you can figure out where it'll go from there.
Literally, we're covering that right now. I know that it hasn't been uploaded onto YouTube. It will be in a couple days. I'm on episode 5. No, we're on episode 6 now on Grand Blue. So far, the entire premise is just drunk college arc. It is. And I think it's entertaining, but I can understand why some people might not like find it that funny. Because the entire premise of the anime hinges on alcohol jokes over and over and over again, along with like, I guess, some mature college theme stuff. I'm personally enjoying it. I think that the roster of characters is interesting enough, and I want to see where this shit goes, but we'll see what happens with season 2.
Yeah. Listen, I saw the season 1 visual and a preview showing what seemed to be something rather wholesome, and from that I made the surface level assumption that this was an anime all about diving.
Yeah, got baited.
Well, when that first episode finally came out in 2018, it was abundantly clear that I couldn't be more wrong.
It's just a drinking anime, bro. College arc, drinking, partying. It's fun.
Turns out it's a lot less about the exploration of the ocean and a lot more adult humor that we don't typically find in anime.
Yeah.
Fast forward now to 7 years later, and Grand Blue will be making its return later this summer. That's right, season 2 for this unique portrayal of college life is coming in July. It's not often we get an anime so focused on partying and drinking, but what we get in return is an extremely comedic depiction of everything but diving. It's a great anime
There is some diving going on, right? But it is clearly not the focus.
to get quite a few laughs out of. Of course, the animation of the first season did well to help all the jokes go further, so if you were worried the quality or style might not be the same 7 years later, it should be pretty similar considering both the animation studio and director are remaining the same.
Okay, same
If
people.
you liked season 1, then
Yeah, I think that the production value of season 1 so far, I'm like halfway into it. It's pretty simple. I don't think it's anything crazy going on. It also doesn't look bad. There is enough movement. Obviously, this is not a fighting anime, right? We don't need crazy hype scenes going on, but the interactions, the slice of life elements, it's all there. The art style, it's good enough. I think it's pleasant. So far, I'm willing to give this anime like a minimum 7.5. Maybe it can go into the 8s. I don't know. I haven't watched it enough to fully immerse myself into the story. I think that the bar of expectation also has been raised for a lot of people, because for me at least, because how many people glaze this show. It is an entertaining show. I just don't know if it truly is the best comedy anime that I've ever seen, but it's still very fun.
not much should be different for season 2.
9 out of 10 for Grand Blue is fucking crazy. You are just glazing for the sake of glazing, bro. You're really gonna sit here with the episodes that we've watched and call it a 9 out of 10? And who knows? We've still got half the season left, right? But There is no fucking way in the hell this anime is a fucking 9 out of 10, bro. Maybe if I want to glaze it really hard, I would barely make it into the 8s, but right now it's sitting at a comfortable 7.5. It's entertaining, it's fun.
Returning alongside it is Rascal Does Not Dream.
Overrated, gone, skip. I'm not watching this shit. You know why I'm not watching this shit? Because you guys have dropped this show for me, bro. I will never forget how this show fell off so fucking hard, man. This show fell off so fucking hard and everybody only cared. Let's see. Can I actually find this playlist? Can I see Bunny Girl Senpai? Right? Here it is. I will never forget how everybody basically only cared about the first 3 episodes and then fucked off for the rest. It's actually crazy, bro. And this is one of the first community series that we also did in our channel. And I think the My arc was great. And then no one cared about the rest of the arcs. And I was like, I see how it is. Fuck you guys. And then people are like begging for the movie. And I'm like, I'm not fucking watching the movie, you monkeys. You didn't even watch the rest of the fucking season. And now we're at this place where I'm forced to watch the movie to understand what's going to happen here. No. I'm sure it's a great anime, but I fucking hate this type of sob story melodrama in realistic high school settings. I'm watching anime to have fun. This is the last thing I want to watch to have fun.
Of Santa Claus, which some of you may better recognize as the long-awaited continuation to the Bunny Senpai series. We first got an amazing Season 1 back in 2018, a very emotional movie wrapping up that season in 2019, a follow-up movie that probably shouldn't have been a movie in the summer of 2023, then another movie later that year solving one of the series' most prominent mysteries. This probably shouldn't have been a movie either, but unfortunately that's just the format we got. Now that this new season is finally returning to the TV format though, we can enjoy the Rascal series the way we all enjoyed it back when it first came out. Weekly episodes of Mai's sass and Sakata's depression.
I will say that the main character is very based. I do really enjoy the characters in this show and the personality that they have. It is very refreshing to have a GigaChad main character like that guy.
For those who've only watched the first season though, if you're planning to hop into this new one, then you definitely have to watch the movies first.
I am not investing fucking 3 movies worth of content just to cover season 2 that people probably won't even watch in my own channel. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this shit. I'd rather fucking try Rent a Girlfriend or Shield Hero before doing this shit.
They're not just filler or side stories irrelevant to the plot. Each is a core part of the series, continuing the story right where we left it. So, if you hop into this new one without watching any of them, then you're gonna be confused since you would have missed out on about 4 volumes worth of story. Keep in mind though, none of these movies are available to stream traditionally. It's a core reason why releasing them this way was so terrible.
I wonder what's gonna happen with the overall like engagement of this show, especially on YouTube reactions. Cause I don't think that I don't know, I feel like especially due to how you have to watch 3 movies to get into this new season 2, there's an extra level of filtering happening. Is this show really that great that people are gonna talk about it and rave about it on the same level of Dandadan? Probably not. But even if it's not Dandadan, will it survive? I don't know. I'm not gonna be covering it. I'm sure other content creators will be covering it, and I'll be kind of like interested to see like, is the interest really there, or is this just a fucking overrated show that's just being carried by legacy media back in the day? Not legacy media, it's more like the nostalgia.
So, if you're gonna try to find them, then you might have to do so via other means.
Pirating, baby. And again, I think that the anime is fantastic. I think that what it does is great. It's just, I don't want it. Right? Again, if we go to the pizza analogy, this is like vegetarian pizza. There's great vegetarian pizza. A lot of people like vegetarian pizza. I'm not a vegetarian pizza enjoyer. I don't watch, like, the entire fucking season is just heavy, tragic, sad, high school IRL drama. And it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's so suffocating.
An unexpected movie coming out right before this is Kyoto Animation's continued adaptation of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh shit.
Season 2 aired back in 2021, and just like with Sound Euphonium, Violet Evergarden, and Free, they're following it up with a movie.
Yo, KyoAni did Free? That's kind of funny to me. I don't know. I just remember Free being like the BL anime that a lot of people memed about. I didn't realize that KyoAni did this though.
They're following it up with a movie. For me, these are always a treat, definitely worth checking out, since with the TV anime already being as good as it is, the movie budget versions somehow always go above and beyond. And with a vibrant and expressive series like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, one can only imagine how amazing scenes like this would turn out. As for what the movie is covering, it's an arc centered around Kana, an emotional plot dealing with her father, and the life she was exiled from before coming to Earth.
Okay.
This is often considered the best arc of the entire series, and given its short length of 14 chapters in the manga, it makes sense that Kyoto Animation would pivot to the movie format for
Sounds
it.
like the movie's gonna be
It's
godlike.
sure to be some of the best Dragon Maid we've seen to date.
I've never seen this series. I know of Kana. No one's ever mentioned for us to watch this shit. There has never been a community series poll where this has even been mentioned. So this is a skip for me, but I'm sure the quality is great.
Another movie I didn't realize was so close to coming out is the first part of the Demon Slayer trilogy.
July 18th, really, man? That's crazy. I hope that they drop seasonal anime based on the movies so that we can farm this shit. It's way better for content like that. I'm sure the movies are going to be great. The level of hype building up to this at the end of the Hashira training arc is just so crazy. And I've also seen a pattern where Ufotable will always make extra anime seasons off of movies. They did that with the Mugen Train. They did that with Hashira Training, right? There is no fucking shot that in the climax of the greatest, biggest, battle shonen of this modern time in terms of, numbers and engagement that Ufotable would not take the opportunity to milk this shit and make extra seasons of anime off of the movie. So I'm waiting for that.
Last season,
I am expecting this over Chainsaw Man, bro. Chainsaw Man overrated. I'm gonna... Nah. If we're gonna be comparing the Chainsaw Man, the Bomb Girl arc, the Rize Girl, right, versus Demon Slayer, I'm going Demon Slayer, bro.
ended with everyone falling into Muzan's castle, and rather than finish the series with that same episodic TV format, Aniplex is instead capitalizing on what I assume is the significantly more profitable movie format.
Nah, they need to do movie and then TV. They've done movies and then into TV anime season before. There's no fucking way that they do not do this with the final, and then they're making multiple movies too, right? There's no shot.
So, as awesome as it would have been to experience the end of Demon Slayer week by week, we're instead getting 3 movies that should adapt the final arc in.
I don't think what I said is a hot take either. That the Infinity Castle arc. First of all, Demon Slayer versus Chainsaw Man, it's not even fucking close in terms of what has a bigger fan base, right? I'm pretty sure Demon Slayer clears. And then you're comparing the pinnacle climax of what Demon Slayer has been building up to versus a fucking intermediary arc, which I don't think is even one of the best parts of Chainsaw Man, like the base OG Chainsaw Man before it goes to the other manga, right? I don't even think it's use your brain for a second. You were comparing the climax finale of one of the great modern battle shonens versus Chainsaw Man, where I'm appreciative of the movie, but to think that these two are comparable, you are so fucking biased and you don't understand what you're fucking talking about. You're just glazing Chainsaw Man because you're a fan. Sure, but try to see from an objective standpoint. It's not even fucking comparable.
In its entirety. There is always the chance it ends up getting the Attack on Titan treatment, but I wouldn't really hold your breath for it. At the very least, we'll be in for a visual masterpiece. I mean, the last time I watched a Ufotable movie in theaters, I exited having witnessed one of the greatest fight scenes in anime history.
It is a great modern battle shonen. Look at these fucking retards getting mad. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong right now that Demon Slayer is not one of the great modern battle shonen. Tell me how I'm wrong, retard. I don't care if you think Demon Slayer is mid. I don't give a fuck if you hate Demon Slayer. This is an objective fact. Look at the fucking numbers. Look at the timeline of when Demon Slayer is happening. Look at the numbers. Look at the category it's in. How could you call it not a great modern battle shonen right now? Straight up. Explain to me. Explain to me right now. You want to talk shit in chat? Go ahead. And when I pull you up, you better fucking have something back to say. Or else you're just fucking talking shit in chat without having anything to fucking say about it, bro. Come on, you got 10 fucking seconds before I permaban you for wasting my fucking time. wasting my goddamn time on a fucking objective analysis of what Demon Slayer is. This is so fucking stupid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fucking pussy. What a fucking loser. Coming in trying to talk shit about something that's just an objective analysis. Can't even talk back when I bring you up. Huh. Fucking pathetic, bro. Actually pathetic. Get the fuck out of my face. Alright, let's get back to it. Wasting my goddamn time. It's unreal, the level of like... People are so fucking biased with their own preferences, they cannot even see the objective truth. To not even realize what kind of numbers Demon Slayer gets, and I'm not even the fucking biggest Demon Slayer fan either. I used to be the Demon Slayer fucking hater. It is just an objective fact that it is a modern battle shonen, and no other fucking battle shonen comes that close to Demon Slayer numbers.
So I'm hoping these Demon Slayer movies can do the same. The first will be out locally July 18th, while I assume the international release will come a few months after. Eventually, I'm sure we'll get to the point of joint local and international
Give me the
release.
TV season animes. I need to farm
This
it.
series I haven't watched myself, but when it first came out in
I love Call of the Night Season 1. It was such a vibe. The beginning half is a bit slow though. It's purely just vibes and just chilling in the late night and kind of such shit happening. If you swap the gender roles, I think it'd get a little diddly. But the second half, bro, the introduction of the other vampires and like that detective girl pulling up, man, the story started to accelerate, and then the season ended and I was like, god damn, it's coming back. Also, actual true fans of what's the name? Creepy Nuts will know of Creepy Nuts from Call of the Night opening rather than, let's say, MASH season 2, because this was when Creepy Nuts also, you know, showed up with their song, but no one was talking about Creepy Nuts back then. They only talked about it at MASH season 2.
2022, I heard quite a few good things about its take on vampires. Plus, with this being helmed by the same director as the iconic Monogatari series, I can only assume Call of the Night is in the best hands it possibly could be. I mean, who better to direct a series centered around vampires than someone whose portfolio is nothing but vampires?
Okay.
So, Call of the Night is returning with Season 2 on July 4th, animated by Liden Films just like the first season and directed by Itamura once again.
I just hope that this will not suffer from sequel syndrome. And I've talked about this, right? About how there's a filtering process. Every time you have a second, third season, people get filtered out because not everyone is able to complete it, or they just kind of drop it, they forget about it. I don't know what the manga fan base is like. I don't know. So like, it'll be very interesting to see how this will do. I'm still gonna check an episode out, but last time I covered, like, if we go back to my channel, actually, straight up, right? If we go to my channel, if you sort by oldest, you will see Call of the Night reactions starting out of nowhere. By the way, the reason why, yeah, right over here, right? Episode 9, Call of the Night, man. The reason why it's like this is because I deleted my old channel, and then basically we're in the middle of this season that was covering it, and that's why it kind of just starts off like this. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Do I even have an audience for this show? Back then, I was just covering random bullshit just for fun, but we'll have to see, man. I think we ended, there was like episode 10 here, right? There was a trap, right? There was like a femboy trap vampire, I think, that we ended off with. And then the episode 12, the detective girl, that was really hype. Anyways, let's get back to it.
I can't comment on how good the story is or what it'll cover, but at the very least, we're sure to get something incredibly artistic and perhaps even another banger by Creepy Nuts. Moving onward into the fall now, a couple iconic shonen are returning in the form of One Punch Man and...
Bro didn't even mention Sakamoto Days. Well, he said that he's not gonna mention the sequels. I mean, he did mention it's just interesting that the choice of, you know, summer 2025 he mentioned, because he didn't mention like Dress Up Darling. He didn't mention, he kind of like mentioned Dandadan and Kaiju 8 indirectly. Sakamoto Days, this rom-com is Gachakuda. I'm very excited for Gachakuda and what it's able to do. That director interview kind of made me get really hyped up, because I'm like, yo, the author and the whole art team is just on something else, man. Like Summer Hikaruda, I think, will be probably one of the greatest not anime originals, but what's it called? Like first season anime coming in this season. There's a lot of good shows, and yo, BBL Showdown, man. There's a lot, man. There's so many coming in. It's crazy that Vending Machine is also fucking here at number 21. But yeah, what's going on in fall? I want to know what's going on in fall.
My Hero Academia. Both were a core part of how I got into anime almost a decade ago, so I'm happy to see them continuing all this time later. My Hero has been pretty consistent in releasing a new season pretty much yearly, so it's no surprise it's finally coming to an end now.
It's crazy how I'm just watching My Hero through Vigilantes instead. One day we'll cover MHA, the classic series, but I don't know if that's gonna be on this channel.
Studio Bones has done a fantastic job bringing this series to life, and I'm extremely excited to watch how they decide to finish it.
Okay.
It's been a long 9 years since the first season came out
That's
back in
9
2016,
years?
and with 6 more after, 3 movies and 1 spin-off, here we are with one final season.
Okay.
At this point, you're either watching it or you're not, so for those who are, this is just me making you aware it's coming out in October.
Cool.
As for One Punch Man Season 3, unfortunately Madhouse isn't coming back to give us the same spectacle we got in Season 1.
Never gonna happen.
It's instead JC Staff again, but even then that's not enough to say whether the quality will be the same as what we got with Season 2.
No one has any idea what's gonna happen. There's gonna be Anime Expo happening. I heard there's some new news regarding the band, right, who did the One Punch Man opening, that they're gonna be Mad, I think, right, is coming back, but we need some news about this shit, and next month maybe we're gonna get something.
With JC Staff being this massive studio taking part in multiple anime a season, we won't know who's actually responsible until the anime staff is revealed to us. That being the case, there's a good chance the quality could change for better or worse. I do hope it's for the better though, since the fights expected to happen this season are some of the best.
No one will ever be happy about One Punch Man, and I feel like JC Staff is put in an impossible situation and it's unfair. If I was JC Staff, I would just drop One Punch Man straight up. It's a bunch of ungrateful retards who don't even understand how production value works behind the scenes. To think that like you're gonna get season 1 quality over again, it's never gonna work. And it's basically like whoever takes this show will always get fucked no matter what, because there will always be comparisons made. I wouldn't want to touch this shit because of that.
Murata went absolutely nuts when it came to illustrating the manga for this. Also returning October is To Your Eternity, bringing us more of the immortal shapeshifter Fushi and his experiences traversing the entire timeline of humanity.
Kind of heard about this.
Season 1 was this deep rollercoaster of emotion jumping from experience to experience, while Season 2 strays far from it and leans more into one single conflict. That's not to say that's a bad thing, but if you're expecting the same nuanced beats the first season delivered so spectacularly, Season 2 didn't really have that, and you might not be getting that in
no
Season
clue about
3
this
either.
anime, guys.
That said, the idea of Fushi waking up in the modern age does seem pretty interesting. Coming out October 29th is Star Wars Visions Volume 3, once again showcasing the deeper Star Wars universe in this beautifully animated anthology.
What?
Whether it be Wit Studio, Production IG, or Studio Trigger, each installment is delivered by one of the most prominent studios in the industry.
Okay.
It's as much a showcase of talent as it is an exploration of Star Wars.
Interesting.
There's no overarching plot or interconnecting story, but for each independent episode, we're presented with a vision of Star Wars we've never seen before.
Okay.
Some might be amazing and others not so much, but
Star Wars fan rejoice, I guess.
for each, the animation alone makes it worth it. It's pretty cool to see some of your favorite studios work on a franchise like this. Finally, we have Studio Mappa's return with the Chainsaw Man movie, bringing us the sequel we've all been waiting for.
Hot take, I fucking hate anime movies, man. Because, as a consumer, you should be happy about movies. I think movie qualities are always going to be better, right? And it's going to be hype. I'm sure it's going to be a great movie. As a content creator, it's one of the worst fucking things possible. Because now we can't farm on an episode by episode basis. And on top of that, the movie release dates are also very fucked up regarding domestic Japan release and how long it's gatekept there until it gets a global streaming release, right? That's why Kaguya-sama took such a long time, the movie, the Ultra Romantic, to come out, right? I don't know what's gonna happen with Chainsaw Man movie, but the trailer looked crazy, and I'm sure the arc itself, I've read the manga, I've read parts of the manga, I haven't finished the manga, but I have, you know, I do have an idea of what happens with the Riz arc, and a lot of people are big fans of the Bomb Girl, so it should be a good one.
After all the love Jujutsu Kaisen got, I know a lot of you Chainsaw Man fans were dying to see what Mappa would deliver next. So this is finally coming out September 29th, and it'll be a direct continuation to where Season 1 ended.
Cool.
It's an arc that's best left as discreet as possible, so aside from the title being the Reze arc, I think we can just leave it at that.
don't even know how to pronounce her name. Reze. A lot of people are big fans of this girl, man, and she is explosive, no pun intended.
There's no doubt the animation will be immaculate either, and with a stacked staff listing such as this, I don't think there's cause for concern.
As if these names mean anything to me, bro. Sorry, guys. I try to be very aware of production value stuff, but most of the times these names are very foreign to me. What I need to do is go to look at AniChart and look at the list of directors and studios and their resumes.
In any of the other departments. But yeah, that's 10 great anime returning before the end of the year. Just a short
That's kind of crazy that the selection of the animes that he picked is probably the least appealing. Am I crazy? Oh, then again, To Your Eternity, MHA, One Punch Man, they are ones that, you know, are actually at the top of the list. He's already talked about Sensen to be a hero in a different video, right? What else is happening and we got Grieve Soul sequel coming back. I'm excited for that. What is this one? Oh, it's the Sunrise. I think we've checked out a trailer for this before, right? I think we have for this one. But yeah, I mean, fall, obviously we got to get through summer first, but there is a lot of fall animes that I didn't even realize was going to happen, and it's looking pretty hype, but that's pretty much it. Anybody excited? Grand Blue, okay, just kind of listing this stuff here. Honestly, like a new season of Tensor as soon as possible. That's, be careful what you wish for. Dragon Maid movie, To Your Eternity is the definition of depression personified as an anime. Yeah, I'm probably never going to watch To Your Eternity then. I don't know what's wrong with people who seeks out animes like Bunny Girl Senpai or even To Your Eternity. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what this anime is about, but man, like, life is already so hard. It's already depressing enough, and you seek out this content that makes you even more sad. Y'all are just built different. Anyways, please go check out AniNews. Here is the link to his video. Go give it a like. Check it out. Check out AniNews' channel, and I'll see you guys next time.